2016 Ford Transit, and this is the first video we're going to do on the transformation. And I'm going to start by showing y'all what we've done on the inside with the insulation. So real quick, you can see a bunch of silver and a bunch of spray foam, so that means it's working. So what we did is exactly that. We used the sheets of insulation, silverback insulation, and granted we're only on the first steps here, but I can tell a very good difference on the inside when I'm working in the vehicle. So I'll show you here real quick. So the pockets on the lower side all have the 1-inch R6 in it. In hindsight, I maybe would have used the 2-inch, but it was so hard to get it into these pockets that having a little bit of flexibility from the 1-inch stuff really helped. So basically what I did was I measured the insides and then basically cut a piece, and then because the piece couldn't go, the piece on the dimensions on the inside were bigger than the dimension on the outside, you see I'd have to cut it and then ended up taping it back in once it was inside. So that took quite a while. It was a long process. And then you can see the spray foam around it. Spray foam I just used wherever there was little gaps, so kind of along the wheel well there, you know, as you get into some of these little braces and that sort of thing. So these cavities up here, so originally you can see I built it out with a 2x4s, and that's just to have some structure so that I put up the siding. I've got some stuff to nail into. But these pockets here, you can see right now it's got a white piece of finishing board up on it. These pockets we decided kind of in the middle to leave open. And I'll show you the other side. So this is the side with the R6 1-inch insulation on it already in. It'll have a finished board here in a second, but I just wanted to start filming, show some stuff before we covered everything up. But the reason we decided not to do these longer pockets is because when we measured from this side all the way to this side, we realized it's 74 inches. A king size bed is 75, so it should squeeze in there. So that's where the bed's going to go, and it's basically 80 inches from here all the way to the back of the doors. So, but going back to the cavities, these cavities behind, you can see has the 1-inch as well, and then this section here has the 2-inch. So I did leave a little air gap there. Of course, insulation works better when you've got some air, so I'm hoping that best case scenario, the R6 and the R13 with a little bit of air gap behind should have a really nice pockets anyways of insulation on these sides here. The insulation on the top, basically the same process that I did on the bottom, which is tedious. But one thing I did learn as a tip is if you end up doing it the same way, and this is all the 2-inch stuff, I would cut a strip. So this is, I think, 2.5 inches. This is 3. I think this might be 2.5, and that was 4. But anyways, all this pretty much stayed constant. So I just cut a strip the whole length of that, or as long as the board was, and then so like a 2.5-inch strip, and then I would just cut it at points so that I could squeeze it in here. And that was a lot quicker than just measuring each little pocket separately and then trying to trim it all down. Now as far as these pockets go, so you've got like a pocket in here, and that's where you can see the spray foam. I started spray foaming that, and then down here as well there's a pocket all along here. Now one thing I did was you've got to have air getting in there or it'll just kind of turn weird and mushy, which you can see it's a little bit different here than it is there. So I started drilling basically little weep holes, little air holes, and that helped a lot, I think, with curing it on the inside. So the plan is to, for me anyways, is to use as much of this as possible, but then places where I just can't get in, I did buy a bunch of spray foam, and I'm going to end up spray foaming the hell out of those pockets. That's it for the insulation. Yeah, so I'm going to end up doing another video for the wiring and anything else I can think of. But if you have any questions, of course, let me know, and I'll do my best to answer. Thank you.